just thought I'd jump on and do an update because I haven't done one for a couple of weeks since I finished my lion diet experiment. And so I just thought I'd let you know what's happening since then, and yeah, just have a little bit of a chat. So I did 17 days on the lion diet and I ended up quitting, if you haven't seen that video, because I had 17 days worth of diarrhea. And so I stopped, and as soon as I stopped, the diarrhea all settled. I think eating, as I said, I think eating the blueberries really makes a difference. So basically, I kind of slowly went back onto the other foods that I hadn't been eating while I was on that. And so the first thing I tried was egg yolks, and that was fine. Egg whites, I was fine. And that was, the eggs was the thing that I was really kind of wondering about. And I didn't really notice any adverse reaction to them. So I've been eating quite a lot of eggs in the last couple of weeks. And then I had some dairy, some cheese and stuff, and that's all fine. And I don't think that dairy is really an issue, except for it may slow down weight loss, I think. I don't really know. I was just sitting here talking to hubby before, and I was saying to him, it's really hard at the moment to know whether things that are going on in my body, whether it is to do with food that I'm eating or whether it's to do with oxalate dumping, because the oxalate dumping just keeps on keeping on, it seems. And although it's getting so much better than it was, it just, I don't know, it's still causes problems. I mean, when I was on the lion diet, I had body pain. I had pain in my shoulders and my back and my neck, and had actually more pain on that diet than I had for ages. And so the only thing that I could put that down to was oxalates. And so when I went off the diet, I've still had a bit of pain in my shoulders and my neck and that, but not like on the lion diet. So, and it's gradually settling again. The thing that I've noticed in the last couple of days is that my scalp has got a bit worse again, but it does that, it fluctuates. And I'm pretty certain it's oxalates that are causing that as well. In fact, hubby this morning came through with my pillow, because we've got black sheets and pillowcases, and he came through with my pillow and was holding it in the sun, and you could see the little crystals kind of sparkling in the sun. So so it's definitely oxalate that's coming through my scalp. And you kind of, it blows me away, because it's like, how much can I have stored in there? I'm picking that the oxalates, because of the way my scalp's been for the last, it's almost 12 months. And so I'm picking that the neurological symptoms that I was having were probably oxalate. So because I'd had over 10 years of vertigo, and then I was getting those other really weird dizzy spells, and I was also having problems with my memory and just feeling like things weren't quite working as well as they used to, whereas they've now improved lots, and I don't really get the dizzy spells anymore. I had a little one maybe a month ago, where they were happening on a daily basis. So I'm figuring that was a lot of what's been going on with me has been to do with oxalate. It's like the nosebleeds. I don't get the nosebleeds anymore. I get very occasionally a very slight, but they stop within seconds, where before it'd be pouring, and sometimes it'd be 5 minutes or so before it would stop. And even those tiny little bits that I've had have only been maybe 2 in the last 6 weeks, I guess. So lots of things improving, but it's hard to know, because of the oxalate dumping and the symptoms from that. It's hard to know whether foods are affecting me or not. So I think I'll just stay on my diet that I'm currently eating. I might play around with dairy, perhaps, but I'll keep those blueberries in for a while yet, I think, and see how that all goes. I'm back taking berberine again, so I left it for a couple of days after I stopped the lion diet for things to settle down, and started taking the berberine. and I was just taking one a day, and now I've been taking 2 a day for about 3 or 4 days, and things have been really good, and I'm actually feeling quite good. That's what I found when I was taking just those few days on the berberine when I was online. There was something that changed and something that felt better in me. I kind of just felt calmer, and because it does help with anxiety and stuff, because all of the effects from berberine come from the changes to your gut flora. So it's really interesting. I mean, the first couple of days, not the first couple of days, but the third and the fourth day that I was taking the berberine, my belly made, no, it wasn't the third and fourth day, it was the second and third day I was taking it. My belly made so much noise. It was really quite disconcerting because my belly doesn't usually make a whole lot of noise, and it was going all night and all day for 48 hours basically. So it was doing something. And the more that I learn about SIBO and the fact that pretty much everyone that has IBS, it's caused by SIBO. I didn't kind of understand that until recently. So obviously I've had probably SIBO for years and didn't know. I haven't been tested, so I haven't had that confirmed. And I'm not going to bother, but it's interesting to kind of realize that that's probably been the problem. My history, like years ago when I was young, I used to get a lot of upper abdominal pain. This was before the diarrhea really became a problem. And even when I was a teenager, I was in and out of hospital and getting tests done and stuff because I used to get really bad abdominal pain, but it was always up around my stomach, up around underneath my ribs. So I might have had that going on since then, who knows? And then everything's just gradually got worse, and then ended up with IBS diarrhea getting worse and worse. Even like when I was a kid, I had digestive stuff going on. I was always constipated. But when I was little, I was on antibiotics heaps because I had bad tonsils, and I ended up having those out when I was little. So it's kind of, there's a whole lifetime of stuff, and it just has gradually, like when I look back, things just gradually got worse and worse and worse and worse and worse. And it didn't matter how healthy I ate and how clean my diet was. I'm sure that all helped. The fact that I wasn't eating a whole lot of processed food that was full of chemicals, but my body and my gut couldn't handle all the stuff that I was putting into it because of the plant toxins and the massive amounts of fiber and all the rest of it. So I guess it just all contributed to that all becoming more of a problem over the years. But I do finally feel like I'm getting there. I'm getting on top of things. I'm fitting into some clothes that I haven't been able to wear for 8 years or so. My weight loss has been painfully slow. On the scales, I've been gradually getting smaller, and something that I'm noticing as my body fat's going down is that I can feel in my belly, and even especially on my left side, around my ribs and down my side, I have all this fibrosis in my fat. And I didn't actually know that was a thing until I started looking into the information about berberine. Like, I knew that there was something in there and it felt like brains. So I could feel it in my belly down low. But now, because everything's changing, this morning I was lying in bed and I could actually feel it all down. So, because I've got a lipoma on my ribs on that side, which is quite a big one, probably about that size, but kind of flattish. And then a couple of smaller ones, like I can feel all those on my rib cage. But then down between my ribs and my hip, I can feel all that brainy texture in there now, which I couldn't feel before. And it's sort of touched like it was in my belly probably a month or 6 weeks ago. So the stuff in my belly is gradually going away. But it was really painful to touch about 6 weeks ago. So all of that stuff is gradually changing. It's really exciting because it's changing, and I can feel things that are changing and getting better in my body, even though people around me can't see it, So that's why I say to people, you have to kind of experience this to understand, because it sounds nuts that you're eating meat and giving up eating plants for the most part, but it just creates changes in your body. Like I've noticed it's created changes in my body that I have never experienced on any other way of eating. And believe me, I have done everything. And so I know that I've found the right path now. And I've been having some blood tests done. So I did my video a couple of weeks back with the first lot of blood tests. I've been and had 2 more lots of blood tests since then. I'm just waiting on the results of the last one coming through. I made a bit of a boo when I did my second lot of blood tests, and I actually paid for a test that I realised after the fact that they possibly would refuse, and they did. So it took a week and a half to find out that they'd actually refused it. And so I've been back and had an ApoB done. And so that's the one that I'm waiting on. So the last lot of tests I've had fasting glucose and insulin, the ApoB, I've had vitamin D and HSCRP as well. And all of those tests have all been great. I've been quite happy with them. And the vitamin D really surprised me. So that's something I'm going to talk about in a video when I get that last test result back. And I'll do a video with all my test results in there. The whole blood test thing really kind of interests me, and so I'll be getting more done, but it's just having the dosh to go and do them because things are a little bit tight, and we have to move house because our landlord is selling our house. So I don't know whether I've mentioned that before, but we were given notice, and so we've been on the hunt for a new house, and we've got a couple of houses that are possibilities. There's not a whole lot of rentals around anywhere in New Zealand, to be honest, but around where we live in particular, there's not a whole lot. I'm just lucky that I know a lot of people through my business, and so we've been offered a couple of houses. So I'm just waiting on the one that we would really prefer, waiting on her getting back to me. We just, but failing that, we do have another one lined up. And so yeah, so the other little drama that I've had in my life just recently is I'm trying to decide what to do with my hair. So this is completely off the carnivore topic, but I've just been mulling over what to do because I'm a bit weird. I've always wanted to have grey hair, and so my hair was going quite grey, but it's actually the grey is lessening with the carnivore diet. So I'm just like, what the hell? Because I was actually thinking about getting it cut short and letting the grey grow out, and now the grey is becoming less and less by the week, and so I think I'll be continuing with the foils for a while, and I want to get it cut shorter because it's way too long. It's just driving me nuts. But yeah, have been trying to decide what to do. I'm going to the hairdresser on Friday, so I've got from now until Friday to try and decide, but I need to have it cut shorter because it's just way too long, and I don't like it on me that long, not with the way I currently look anyway. Maybe later when I'm thinner, I don't know, I'll see. So yeah, so that's where I'm at. That's my housing dilemma, hair dilemma, and yeah, the health is just continues to improve on this carnivore diet, which I'm really happy about. I've got a whole lot of video subjects lined up. Some of them I need to do a little bit of research for, and finding out information. So it's just having time to do those. Our weather is gradually getting better here in New Zealand, which is quite nice, and it's quite nice to get out in some sunshine. So yeah, I think that's all. Just thought I'd get on here and have a bit of a chat. And so yeah, if you like this video, make sure to subscribe, share with anyone you think might be interested. I thank you if you've made it this far and you're still watching, I thank you for watching and listening to me waffle on. And I will talk to you again another day. Bye for now.